just share a couple of thoughts around mudita, and we'll get started. So I'm sure you've heard before this term mudita or joy. And in the context of the four Brahma Viharas, it is the one that opens up to joy, right? So in the four Brahma Viharas, we have loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. The last one that we were discussing was compassion. And in a conversation that I had with Catherine earlier last week, we talked about the connection between compassion and mudita. And that stayed with me because I think if we're seeing this four Brahma Viharas as a family, they do feed off each other, they nurture each other, they complement each other, and they balance each other. So mudita, which is translated as appreciative joy or sympathetic joy or even empathetic joy, is not exactly the opposite, but it's the other side of compassion, right? With compassion, we are feeling empathy for someone else and we acknowledge their pain. And in that acknowledgement, there's the desire for healing and the desire to help them, to help alleviate that pain. But it's painful for us too, right? When we acknowledge that someone else is suffering, the heart may get sad, which is normal. Now, with mudita, we have the opportunity to do the opposite thing, which is to recognize when someone is doing well, when something good happened to someone else, and how we can also share that joy, rejoice because of them. So the traditional translation for mudita is empathetic joy, feeling joy because of the good things that are happening to someone else. Now, I was thinking about this topic and thinking about our humanity and how, yes, there is the mindful posture, which is non-self-referential and can stem from kindness and curiosity. But we also have a selfish, ego-centered nature, right? And so jealousy would be the opposite of mudita. Right? When someone gets that promotion that maybe we wanted, it's hard to practice mudita, right? It takes effort because we lost something. Maybe somebody got something that we wanted. And I think that's the hardest place, right? So I was thinking about my conversation for today was to touch upon mudita, the benefits of mudita, and to start thinking about ways in which we can increase our ability to feel mudita as that joy that we can feel based on other people's joys. And what is the easiest way to do that? Well, I think that the easiest way to do that is by thinking about the people that we love or that are close to us, right? Because it's easier. Like, for example, I'm a mom. I have an only son. He's 15. Love my kid to death. Very easy to practice mudita when something good happens to him. Very easy, right? Those of you that are parents can probably relate. If you're not a parent, but you have a beloved niece or nephew or a loved one or your partner, you can start practicing mudita with them. Just recognizing what's good for your loved ones and letting that joy sink in. Because we also feel when they're not doing well, when they're suffering, when we feel compassion, we feel that pain. So if you start to look at mudita as a way to balance the pain that we feel when accessing that compassion, it can be a way to replenish ourselves. I'll give you an example of that maybe you can relate. I haven't been here much of the daily, Sid, because my dad has been struggling with cancer. He's 85. Actually, he'll be 85 in October. And at the beginning of the year, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And he chose to go and get a particular treatment, radiotherapy and hormone therapy and a lot of things. So I've been traveling back and forth to Miami to be with him and accompany him. And I've practiced, compassion and empathy, and I've gone to appointments with him where I've seen it's painful to have some procedures in his body. Now, today, we are celebrating that it's his last radiation therapy. And thankfully, he has not had any major side effects, right? So naturally, I am happy. I love my dad. There's issues like in all relationships, but many of them have been healed, right? And this journey has definitely pushed me towards that healing, that appreciation. So I am grateful that my dad has his last radiation therapy today. The doctor said it's been working perfectly. It's an easy one for me to access Mudita. I am glad that today is the last radiation. I am glad that my dad grew so much from this, and my mom and all of us. So it's easy, right? So I share this example to maybe trigger in your own experience something similar. Who do you know that you appreciate, that has been kind to you, who recently healed from something or was able to find a job or got something that they wanted for their well-being, right? Take a moment to think about that, about them, visualize them, feel them as best you can, and allow that warmth in your heart to emerge for that loved one. Feeling thankful for their good fortune, for their good moment of joy. And so you start feeling that warm, beautiful feeling that mudita is. It's a lot easier to do it with those that we feel appreciation, love, and gratitude for. And I'm all for baby steps, right? Let's start with the people that are easy in our lives. The other aspect that I would like to bring is the appreciative joy, right? When I was reading about mudita and appreciative joy, I realized how connected this is to mindfulness, because mindfulness is about paying attention from a caring point of view, paying attention, like noticing, right? And appreciation takes that. That's the first step, to notice what is present right now. So it involves slowing down. It involves being curious and open, the curiosity of a child who can get excited because it's a rainy day and I happen to love rainy days and the plants needed some water, so we can appreciate the rain, right? So it's noticing things from a non-self-referential point of view, which may be the hardest things, right? I mean, let's keep it real. Sometimes it's like, oh, it's raining and I wanted to go out. That's not great. But what if we just see the rain and acknowledge who's benefiting from the rain, right? That aligns with that mindful point of view. If that is hard, because sometimes it is hard to not be self-referential because we either are in pain, because we are suffering, because there's just things that I have me in the front and it's hard to not think about me, then don't fight it. I would say welcome and see what is here for you that you can appreciate. And that can be the first baby step into opening up for that joy, right? So something as simple as upon waking up, realizing that you have a place where you are living. And I'm hoping and assuming that it's relatively safe for you. That's why you were able to make it here to this daily sit session, right? So just taking a moment to appreciate the good things that are present in your life, even when you're having a hard time. That's a way to start cultivating that joy, that appreciation for yourself. And when we are able to feel okay and safe, it is easier then to think about the benefits that are in others people's lives, right? So I hope that this short talk motivates you to engage in the practice of mudita. Mudita can happen naturally, like for me today with my dad, right? Yay, the last session, his apparently the tumor has dissolved, he probably will soon be free to do a bunch of things that he wasn't able to do for the last 9 months. It's easy to feel that, right? Don't make it hard for yourself. But if we're not paying attention, we can miss opportunities to feel that joy, right? And we can just tune into the pain and the suffering of the world. And I know that many of us right now are very aware of the suffering of others. Ours maybe, but also others. So how about balancing that with joy? Because if we focus too much on the suffering, and I've seen this in my own life, but also with my clients as a therapist, sometimes clients come in with symptoms of depression. And maybe they have the full diagnosis or not, but there's just sadness that is present. And it's characterized by over-focusing on what's wrong, on what's missing. People can have compassionate burnout because they're giving and giving and giving to people who are suffering all the time. And that can lead to depression. So I think this practice of joy and mudita is good for our mental health, for our own well-being, and for our heart, that we can take a moment to rejoice and to see what's right. Everything is constantly passing, right? This is the Dharma. Things come and go. Joy, sorrow, everything comes and goes. But if we make the effort of noticing joy where it can be noticed, then we will feel better. Then we will also start connecting to joy more naturally. So my invitation to you is to establish a practice of mudita. Don't just wait for it to arrive, but look for the goodness. Look for the goodness in those that you love. Look for the blessings that are present in your life today. And if this helps, there's this, it's like the loving kindness meditation. I learned it first from Pema Chodron. And it's going through the circle of loved ones and just being able to appreciate, do it with a focus, not of alleviating suffering, but recognizing the joy. And you can start with yourself or a loved one, right? And just bring to mind something joyful in their life. And keep seeing joy wherever it can be seen. It will help you orient towards seeing the good and balancing things out in a world that has both suffering and joy. I thank you for your kind attention. I am glad that you are all here. I think that by looking at our Sangha, our big warm Sangha, we can also practice mudita and say, hey, here we are with these people that are into loving kindness and growing and being happier, right? And let that be a source of joy. Yeah. So let's move into our meditation. And just listen to your body. Stretch and move as much or as little as you want. Connecting to your body. Inviting some deeper than usual breaths if that feels right for you. And in the breaths that you take, just feeling the delight of being able to take air into your body and the fact that it can flow. If you're not experiencing a cold or sinus or anything that is blocking your breathing today, let that be a source of happiness and joy. If you're having difficulty breathing, you can still breathe, so you can see the joy in there. And when you're ready, just find a comfortable posture, posture that feels balanced for you. It can be standing, it can be sitting, kneeling, laying down. I know some of you like walking meditation. If you feel like walking would be better for you, please do so. So as you start settling down, take a couple of conscious breaths, acknowledging the posture of your body, the setting that you have right now, the space around you. Recognizing that you have taken this time for yourself and allowing that to open up to joy. Yes, I can take this time right now to practice with Sangha, to return to my breath, to soothe the nervous system. Check in with your body. Just find the most comfortable posture that you can get to today. Opening up the chest, relaxing the shoulders, softening the jaw. And entering that mindful posture of curiosity. You have meditated before, but perhaps this is the first time you meditate today. And it is the first time you're meditating right here, right now. So, like a child who is excited about learning something new, start feeling your breath, sensing it, allowing it to take as much space as it wants to. Bring to mind, to warm the heart, to warm that inner environment. Bring to mind something that brings joy to you. And if it can be something that a loved one recently enjoyed, even better. Whatever you're grateful for, allow it to emerge now. And allow that to soften your body, your mind. Allowing your awareness to go from the top of your head, down your body to your feet, and up again as you become aware of your whole body here and now. Your whole body breathing. Feeling the structure of your body, the architecture of your body held by your bones and muscles. Noticing your ability to be aware, to soften, to ease into riding the breath for the remaining part of our time together. So enjoy your practice. Enjoy this time that we have together to sit and breathe in peace. And if the mind wanders away from the present moment or from the realm of mudita, just gently bring it back and connect with your ability to breathe freely here and now. Enjoying this time that you have carved for yourself to meditate. In these last minutes of our meditation together, softening, allowing, delighting in any joy that this practice may have brought you and others. Thank you. Thank you all for your practice. How beautiful to be able to meditate with others, really. Let me all allow you to unmute so we can hear your voices, Sangha.
Be well, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Everyone.
Thank
you so much.
Thanks,
I have a
everyone.
voice. I have a voice.
Yes, you do.
Hi, everybody.
Happy one.
Thank you,
Lovely
everyone.
to see you all. Yes, we'll be here tomorrow. Hope to see you again soon. Please take care of yourselves.
Thank you. Thank you. What a wonderful Dharma talk. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Hi,
thank you.
Janet.